Hi everyone, welcome to today's video. So in this video, we are going to talk about how you can create a multi-level search using index and match. So for example, here I have a table or range of cells with three columns. I have the location, I have the date, and then I have orders. So I want to find out, okay, the orders, okay, for San Francisco and if it's on June 5th. So you will notice that our data here has the locations and each location has a different date. So therefore, it requires us to search for this in a way that will search two columns at the same time and give us one value from column C. So this is something that you can do using index match because index and match can accept arrays. So to do this, let's start. So first, we have to start with equal sign, of course, and then we will use index. And then what index does is it will sort of like identify the column in which the orders are from. So that would be column C, comma. And the next one is we have to point, okay, using match that we are looking for San Francisco for June 5th specifically. So what we're going to do next is we're going to use match. And since match requires or can only have one lookup value, what we can do is to concatenate our two search parameters, San Francisco and June 5th. So you can use the function concatenate if you want or concat. But for the sake of the lengthiness of my formula, I'll just use the ampersand method. So I would click the first search criterion and use the ampersand to sort of like combine it or concatenate it with the other criterion at cell F4. So it's also equivalent if I just say concatenate, if you're more familiar with this. So you can also say concatenate of E4, comma, F4. You can also do that. It also combines the two criteria together. But to make it short, I will just use the ampersand or the AND method. So E4 and F4. Now, the next part is lookup array. So it now asks us where should we look for this combined criteria of San Francisco and June 5th. Now, the thing is, our columns for location and dates are two separate columns. So therefore, what we must do here is we also need to sort of like concatenate or combine the two columns that the search will happen. So in this case, I'm going to start by clicking the entire column A and I'm going to combine it with the entire column B. So just like how I did it with the search value, I combined the location and the date. I also did for the columns, location column and date column, comma, and then 0, and then close parentheses, and that ends the match function. And another one, because this also ends the index function. And enter. So I'm now having here 616. And let's see if that is correct. So I'm looking for San Francisco, June 5th. And this is it, San Francisco and June 5th. So I found, okay, the number that I'm looking for. Take note that it doesn't matter whether your locations are sorted or not. I could sort this in another way, and you will see that the answer will not be affected by the way that the data is sorted. So I'll sort the orders from largest to smallest, and as you could see, the solution 616, the answer is still intact. No changes at all. Now take note that if you are using an early version of Excel, this may not work because you cannot concatenate two columns, okay, in the early versions of Excel. I'm using MS365 right now. That is why I can combine this and just hit enter on my keyboard and it works. If you are using an older version of Excel, instead of just hitting enter, once you still have the formula like this, okay, it's still active. Instead of using just enter, you have to use control shift enter, and that would trigger the array formula approach. So you would notice that in my formula bar, I now have this curly brackets signifying that I have an array formula. This is something that you have to do only when you have Excel 2013, 2016, 2019. Okay, the early versions of Excel. MS365 doesn't need to do this. So there you go. I hope this video helped you in your problems. If you have any questions, feel free to use the comment section and we'll try to answer as soon as we can via comment or via video like this. This is actually an answer to a question that I got in the chat from one of the videos. I hope this helped you. If it did, please like and subscribe. It really helps us create more content for you. For now, this is it, and I'll see you in the next one.